coming, and let's see who our winner is going to be this week as we get
Hello, this is David.
the commish. Commish, how you doing, buddy?
I'm just concerned about what the Lewis Cass public education system.
Come on now. Hey, part of your Indiana All-Star team there was Ted Kitchell playing with you. I think he was number 5. And, of course, you donned the number 1 jersey that year. Was that 1978?
Yes, it was. We actually played in your high school. We played an exhibition game. I guess every year they play against a bunch of grown men to tune-up for the first game against Kentucky. And that year we played at Lewis Cass, and we picked up John Kitchell, Ted's cousin. That's
exactly right. They are great friends, and I remember those pinstripes on those uniforms and everything. And again, 70. I graduated a few years after you did, but I of course love Indiana basketball. Playing there at our high school, fun times. So all of our Indiana viewers who are out there, we're talking to a former Mr. Basketball and current commissioner of the NAPB. Commish, talk a little bit about that wonderful league that you guys have got going. I think there's like 8 teams this year.
Yeah. Well, Scott, there's 8 teams this year. There'll be 12 next year minimum, probably 16 to 20. And,
wow.
and the vision is, every country in the world has multiple levels of pro basketball except the U.S.
Right.
The U.S. has the NBA and the NBA Light, which is the G League.
Yep.
Which is, basically the AAA version. But it would be like the AAA version being in the same town.
Yep.
It'd be like the Cubs, instead of being in Iowa, but being the Cubs being on and playing in Wrigley with their minor league team. And
right.
The G League has moved so many teams into the similar markets that they've left so many open markets like Boise and Bakersfield and Reno now. And
right.
eventually, probably some of the Sioux Falls and the Eries and some of these great markets won't have an option. So our vision is to create like a AA baseball level that's not competing with the G League or the NBA, but maybe can help feed them one day.
That's right.
And with what's going on with the NCAA and the feds getting involved, the FBI getting involved, there's probably going to be a decent level of push for these kids that really should never go to college to go pro, and maybe not even wait until they're in college. I mean,
right.
Ricky Rubio, your man bun guy, was a pro at 15.
Right, that's exactly right.
By the time he was ready to come pro here at 19, he had played 4 years of professional basketball. And, those are concepts that are lost on us because of our college system. But
that's right.
In my opinion, when you force a kid to go to Kansas or Kentucky or Indiana to play 1 year and done, the reality is they stop going to class about
right.
3/4 of the way through the first semester because they're going to pass so they can play the second semester, and they never go to class after that. I bet you no one's ever graduated that was a one and done.
That's
never went back after the degree.
Let's drop a name that everybody be familiar with. Ben Simmons at LSU is a prime example. Of course, now Rookie of the Year candidate that falls under that exact same category that you are sharing with us now. I love what I've seen from afar from your league. I mean, you've got the Vancouver Knights, you got the Nevada Desert Dogs, you got the Rochester Razor Sharks, Kentucky Thoroughbreds, Ohio Bootleggers, Kansas City Tornadoes, the Yakima Sun Kings, and of course the Albany Patroons. Gosh, how cool to get Albany back involved, in a minor league system because, Phil Jackson, George Carl, some wonderful coaches. As a matter of fact, you played with the Albany Patroons after you was with the Cavaliers for a while, correct?
Yeah, I played long enough in the NBA for them to realize they made a gross error in judgment drafting me too high.
You were a second round pick at 28. You were number 28.
Pick of the draft, and I probably cost the coach his job. It was a tough move for them. Yeah, I did play for Phil in the CBA and kind of fell in love with that level of basketball.
Yeah.
And again, the things that we can do in a community, these NBA teams are never going to do that.
That's right.
They're not going to go read in schools. They're not going to have assembly day games where you have a group of kids come to a gym at 9 in the morning and deliver a message about bullying and then play an actual game for them and put them back on their buses and send them home and impact lives. These are things we can do that they can't do. And here's the interesting part, Scott. We'll do almost 30 combines all over North America this year, looking for talent. and they will be sold out because there's so much talent. I mean,
Yep.
This is like if I was in the oil business, I'd be in Saudi Arabia right
That's
now.
right. That's
but in
exactly
the
right.
basketball business, being in America, it's just that much talent. It's incredible.
There's, you know what, Commissioner, I want to share that and echo that because there are so many kids that fall through the cracks that are in smaller markets that don't get seen or don't have the publicity because they're in a small media market, but yet another thing that I like about what you guys are doing, you're providing opportunities for these guys to not only be seen, but they're being awarded contracts. There's a lot of fluff out there. I'm just going to be honest. There's a lot of people that run these camps. There's a lot of people that do these exposure showcases, and all they're doing is exploiting these athletes. Your league is providing contracts out of these combines and allowing these guys to showcase their talents and abilities, and some of them have already gone on and have done some great things out of your league just by providing them the opportunity. But it's not only for just the players. I mean, you're helping coaches. There's coaches that are getting jobs. You've got a neat contract with Moneyball I saw that you guys were doing. And again, you guys put an emphasis on that education, going in and reading to these schools. And that's something that we as a show are a huge advocate of because you are spending time, and these guys aren't just role models, they're real models because they can be seen, they can be talked to, they're signing autographs after the games, they're going to the schools, reading to the kids. And just like you said, that whole bullying thing, where I saw that assembly, before the game the other day, Commish, that is wonderful stuff. And we need to have more exposure to things like that that's going on. So I commend you, for what you're building and growing with that brand.
Well, I appreciate that, Scott. One of the things we do is, if most of these combines that you go to and you pay money to, these kids pay $200, $300, $400, $500.
Yep.
Number one, they got to fly to some market. We go to them,
Yep.
so they can save their pennies of travel, and we do. They absolutely charge money, but we're charging money for somebody to drive across town in Atlanta versus flying in from New York. We're going to their markets.
That's right.
And then the second thing is, most of those, if there's one job, it's a European job, it's a low-level job that 100 guys fight for. We're going to give out 80 contracts.
Wow.
And of those 80 contracts, that means they're getting invited to training camp.
Right.
Of those, 50 of them were of 96 jobs, 50 of them were combine guys that start the season. Well,
wow.
That's something I do take pride in. But
that's right.
When we look at the opportunities, for me, we're taking young men, giving them opportunities to be pro athletes,
that's right.
teaching them how to impact people younger than them,
right.
Encouraging them. I look at, and this is a deep comment to say, but I think one of the travesties of our sport is, let's just be frank, it's an 80% black sport of entertainers. Yet there's not 80% coaches. There's not 80% general managers.
Right.
There's absolutely not 80% ownership.
That's right.
And why can't we be a sport that helps all of these young men, and including the ones that are of color, to dream a bigger dream?
There you go.
We want you to be coaches one day.
Amen.
We want you to get into management, maybe own teams. Why can't all of a sudden we look up and all of the positions look proportionate to what the rest of what the league looks like? Now kids are dreaming of not just being the entertainer, but now I can be the producer. Now I can be the owner of the show.
And
that's what I think we want to do is give that vision that goes so much greater than just playing.
That's right.
We've got to do more than just be basketball players if we're going to impact our society.
That's right.
God, I lost my mother at 57, and I lost my brother at 57, and I'm 58. And I don't know if I've got 7 more weeks, 7 more years, or 70 more years, but I don't want to waste a moment not trying to impact some young person's life because life's too short.
Love it. I mean, I sit here, and of course, we have known each other for a while. I mean, we got to spend a little bit of time at the NBA Summer League, and that's when you were out there hustling, and you were providing these smaller communities to have a market and have these teams. And the fact that you had 8 successful teams this year, 4 teams next year. As a matter of fact, I think it's San Diego, California, Tampa, Florida, Raleigh, North Carolina, and Bellevue, Washington. I mean, what a great opportunity for anyone who's out there listening and viewing our show, because we're very blessed that our show has a market that is not only just statewide here, but we're also national and international. Let's say there's someone out there who's listening and is inspired by your words because there's validity behind it. I mean, they can check. What if they want to have an expansion franchise? I think they contact you. Can they just contact you through Twitter, which is at Coach Magley?
They could send me a message to any of the social media forums. My email is president@napbasketball.com, napbasketball.com,
okay,
and just inquire. And one of the things from a business model, the reality is I'm very transparent and very honest. You're not ever going to get rich in season off of this. You can get to break even. You can make a little bit of money, maybe $100,000, $200,000 a year, which would be nice return. But what is over time when the valuations grow from 200 to 400 to $1 million to $5 million. The NBA's G League started as a D League at $50,000, and they're $8 million now.
That's right.
The United States did the same, started at $150,000 8 years ago, and they're $6.5 million now. Right. So people that are getting in, buying things that are good for their community, can get that return on the valuation going up. That's what those are the wins. I mean, all of a sudden we look up, the kids are winning, the community's winning, the ownership's winning, and you go, wow, this is really something that's pretty cool. And I'm blessed because I fell into the commissioner's job in Canada, the NBL Canada, which is a wonderful league in and of itself.
Okay.
I was fortunate to spend time up there and learn a lot, and just felt like there's such a bigger market around North America because there's so many, very many markets that don't have, in Canada, everything's on ice.
Yeah.
You got a $5,000 conversion cost just to get in the venue.
Right.
Whereas in the U.S., there's so many wonderful gyms we can play in.
That's right. That's right. I mean, and I'm hearing you say these things, and you're being very, very humble. Let's be honest. I watched, the NBL, the league that's up there in Canada. You brought credibility to that league, and you brought respect to that league that league never had before you put your fingerprint on it. And I'm just going to tell you and our viewers and our listeners of the show, from afar, I watched how you built that brand, and the fact that you've taken that energy and that foresight and you brought that enthusiasm to allow the opportunities for kids here in North America, in the United States. And like you say, it's a win-win on so many facets because the communities, I mean, you've got local ownerships, you've got different types of ownership groups. And to me, I mean, you look at some of I've got some friends that are coaching in your league, and they've been friends of mine for a long time. I think Coach Mo's doing a great job down there in Mesquite. Paul Wolpert is doing an amazing job there at Yakima. Coach Don Sellers is a friend of mine who came in and was with, I believe, the Ohio team and has done a great job. So you've not only are the kids getting an opportunity to play, but they are being coached up by some quality coaches. So for them to develop, I mean, hey, you're only going to be as good as who you learn from, and some of those coaches are outstanding coaches.
Oh, I think that we've got a bunch of great coaches in our league.
You do.
Because these guys, they care about the kids, and they understand. Hey, you know what, Scott? I'm going to let you go because this is a call I've got to take.
Okay.
I love you, brother, and thank you for having me on your show.
No, hey, listen, anything we can do to help, and hey, just know this. I know a successful professional coach who has a lot of interest in that league. Wink, wink. Hey, keep doing what you're doing, brother. You're doing an